Hi friends, I would like to discuss three interview questions of data warehouse part 2, and those questions are: what is data warehouse architecture and types of dimensions in data mart? So first question is data warehousing architecture. We have a different types of the source systems and we will convert it into the single format into the staging area. From the staging area, we will load into the data warehouse, and from there, we will send to the data to the customer to analyzing the data. This is the flow of data warehouse architecture. And second one is data mart. A data mart is a subset of data warehouse. We have two types of the data marts. One is dependent data mart and independent data mart. Dependent data mart is depending on the data warehouse. It will use this depending data mart for the big businesses, as big organization businesses. We can call it as a dependent data mart also, top-down approach, and which is provided by the Inman. And independent data mart. Independent data mart is created without using the data warehouse. So we can call it as a bottom-up approach. It's not depending on the any of the data warehouse here. It's totally opposite to the building the data warehouse. This data mart is. So this is the independent data mart. And next one is the types of dimensions. We have a three types of the dimensions are there. One dimension, the first dimension is the conformal dimension. The conformal dimension, a conformal dimension can refer to the one conformal dimension can refer to the multiple fact tables. We can call it as a conformal dimension. And junk dimension, where we have the fact table, some junk fields are there. We will split the junk values and we will create the separate table. We can call it as a junk dimension. Those junk values are true or false, zeros or ones, and one or two is repeated values. So those type of the fields we will convert it into the we will split into the fact table and we'll create the separate table. We can call it as a junk dimension. And next one is the degeneration dimension. Degeneration dimensions are significantly unique and nearly as large as fact table. It's like a unique keys where we have an important column in the table in the fact table. From the fact table, we will split and we will create separate table. That separate table we can call it as a degenerated dimension, which is more important that field. Like I have a bank account, I will done the transactions per day, n number of transactions. Each and every transaction details it will store along with my name, but transaction ID is the different. The transaction ID we will split into the fact table and we will load into the different dimension table. We can call it as the table as a degenerating dimension. Next one is slowly changing dimensions. Slowly changing dimensions are three types. We have a type 1, type 2, type 3. Type 1, it will maintain only current data, so it will not capture any historical data. It's not suitable for the data warehouse projects. And type 2 is that it will maintain current data and historical data, where we can store the historically, and it will suitable for the data warehouse projects. It will suitable for the data warehouse project. In type 2, we will use the surrogate key. Surrogate key is the unique identifier or number, and it will generate the sequence values to avoid the duplicates of the dimension table. For example, one employee has frequently changing, transforming the locations. So we want to track it where currently he is existing. We will use the surrogate key based on the dates, versions, and flags, and it will avoid the duplicate values in the dimension table. And type 3, it will maintain current data. It will maintain current data and previous data. It's not a historically, it will maintain all the partial data, means current data and previous data. Only finite number of the transactions it will maintain. So it will not maintain the historical data. So it's not suitable for the data warehouse projects also. In my project, we are following this SID type 2 because it's in my project we are following the SID type 2 because it will capture all the historical data. So once historical data is available, we can analyze the business whether growing or not. Thank you.